Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome again, dear students. This is Miss Layla Al-Jihani. Inshallah, today we'll continue our unit, Why Are You Traveling? Okay, where are you traveling? And today in our lesson we will cover two lessons today. Lesson 5 and 6, listening and pronunciation, sorry. So if we want to remember what we have covered in the previous lesson, we covered language and context. We have Yahya, who wants to go to London, and we discussed the things he needs to do and what does he need to bring with him to go to London. Also, we discussed the things he will do or he's going to do while he is visiting in London, okay? Inshallah, today in our lesson, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to identify specific details in travelers' conversation audio. So we have a conversation between travelers, and then we will identify these details, recognize the intonation of ing. How do we pronounce ing, okay? Okay, I gave you a homework, page 103. If you can open your books, page 103, workbook. We have this table, okay? This table in front of us. Complete the conversation. We have a conversation. You have to complete it using this table to complete it, okay? So is it for a definite here? Definitely, it's meaning we use which tense? If it's definitely. If it's a maybe, you will use what? Present progressive or will. Okay, so here they say maybe, definitely, maybe, and here probably, definitely, definitely. So with the definite we use the present progressive, excellent. With maybe and probably we use will, excellent, to talk about our plans in the future. Okay, we have Thursday, this is the date, and we have this conversation, so you have to fill it out. And you have the verb. If it's probably, then you will use stay without ing, and before you will use will. I will probably stay. So continue the other things and look back at the table to answer it. Let's check our answers together. I'm sure you have done it, all of you. Let's see the answers. Is it correct or not together? So I will read. Hi Faisal, what are you doing? I'm making plans for the weekend. Maybe, so I will go. The verb go. I will go to the special antiquities exhibition on Thursday afternoon. Adnan, that's going to be interesting. Are you going to stay all afternoon? No, probably we use will. I will probably stay for an hour or two. Do you want to go? Sure. And I definitely I'm going to go, because definitely with the definite we use the present progressive. To the Champions League football game at 8. Faisal, me too. Let's get there at 6. Let's continue. Fine. We will probably be the first people there. That's okay. We are going to find great seats for sure, because here it's sure. We use the present progressive, Friday. Are you going to go to the Al-Janadriya cultural festivals on Friday? You bet. I am going to spend the whole afternoon there. It's going to be lots of fun. Faisal, I am going to get there early in the morning, and I will probably leave at 4. Adnan, then what are you going to do? I am going to watch the camel races at 7. Let's continue. For part D, he wants you to write similar conversation. If we want to write same conversation, but for the other dates, for Saturday, here he wants you to write about Saturday plans. write a conversation, look at the table, and then ask and answer questions. Okay, so we have to go to the chart, the table. We finished Thursday, Friday, and then we have the part for Saturday. صح? This part, they didn't mention it. Can you continue it? Can you write similar questions? Can you use probably, definitely, for sure, if it's present progressive? Use maybe, probably for when you use will for the plans in the future. If you haven't done this part, pause the video and start thinking and complete it. It's very easy. Let's see the answers together. Maybe you formed better answers than these. Adnan, what are you doing on Saturday? Maybe I will ride the bicycle race. Adnan, what time is the race going to start? It's going to start at 10:30 a.m. What are you doing in the afternoon? I will probably go to Yahya's barbecue. So this is their plans. You can continue and write more questions. You can create other questions and other answers based on the table on top, okay? If we want to go back to our lesson today, page 26, we have the listening and pronunciation. You have a picture in front of you, a picture of what? It's a picture. Where do you think the picture is taken? Where is it? Is it a hospital? No. Is it a school? No, it's an airport. Everything around you shows it's an airport, صح? What are they doing, the people? Are they studying? No. Are they reading? What are they doing? They are waiting. They are waiting, excellent, for their flights. Excellent. Have you ever been in a long line at the airport? When you went to the airport, did you wait for a long line for your turn? Maybe to security check or to check in your bag. Did you wait for long? Did it happen to you before? Yes? No? So if no, you're really lucky. If yes, what did you do? So when you are waiting, and what did you do? You text? You surf the internet? Excellent. What else? You played a game? You talked with your family? What else? What are you do? What did you do when you were waiting for in the line? What things did you do? You looked around. You looked at the people around you. The people around you, what are they doing? Did you notice anything weird? Yes? No? What did you notice? What did you notice? You saw a fight? Oh, this is really extreme. So two are fighting. So this is something unusual. Usually nothing happens, everything is okay, but this is unusual. When you see a fight in front of you, this is something unusual, not appropriate and not okay to see at the airport. Okay, for the listening, as we do every lesson, before the listening, do we start the audio immediately? No. What do? We read the statements. We read the question carefully. We read the statements. So when we listen, we can answer. Okay? So instead of reading and answering at the same time, you have to read and then you listen. Okay? So listen to the conversation, answer true or false. So what does he want you to do? Write true if it's true, false if it's a wrong statement. What are the statement number one? Dan and Larry last saw one another 2 years ago. So we have two people there. What is their name? This is what we discovered. What is their name? What are their names? Dan and Larry. This is their names. صح? So last saw one another 2 years ago. So they saw each other. They're not strangers. They know each other. So this is the information we get from number one. Number two, Dan is working in the clothing industry. So this is what Dan is doing. Dan is working in the clothing industry. Do we have to listen? Is this true or false? They are both traveling to Milan. So I think they met either in front of the gate or inside the airplane, صح? So they are traveling to Milan. Larry is going to Florence to study architecture. Is this true about Florence? Dan is going to Milan to find new clothing designs. So he is looking for new designs. Is this true or false? We don't know. We have to listen and then check our information. Is these true or false? Okay, let's hear the audio together. Bismillah.
Dan, Larry Morris. Larry, Dan Casey. What a surprise. Long time no see. Dan, yeah. Almost 5 years, I bet. Larry, how have you been? Dan, I'm doing fine. How about you? Larry, can't complain. So tell me, what are you doing? Dan, actually, I'm working in the clothing industry. Larry, that's terrific. Last time we met you were still in college. Dan, yeah, time flies, doesn't it? Larry, where are you traveling to? Dan, I'm going to Milan to look for some new designs. Larry, great. I'm traveling to Italy too. I'm going to Florence too. Study art. Maybe we can get together while you're there. How long are you staying? Dan, a short time, only 1 week. I'll look you up on my next trip. Let me have your email and we'll keep in touch.
Okay. You heard. Okay. You heard the audio. You listened to the audio and you read the questions. Did you manage to answer everything? Yes? No? Some of you didn't. Don't worry, we will play the recording again. But before, answer the questions you already know the answer to. Then listen to it again and make sure the statements you put are either true or false. Make sure you're about your answers. Let's see. Sorry.
Dan, Larry Morris. Larry, Dan Casey. What a surprise. Long time no see. Dan, yeah. Almost 5 years, I bet. Larry, how have you been? Dan, I'm doing fine. How about you? Larry, can't complain. So tell me, what are you doing? Dan, actually, I'm working in the clothing industry. Larry, that's terrific. Last time we met you were still in college. Dan, yeah, time flies, doesn't it? Larry, where are you traveling to? Dan, I'm going to Milan to look for some new designs. Larry, great. I'm traveling to Italy too. I'm going to Florence too. Study art. Maybe we can get together while you're there. How long are you staying? Dan, a short time, only 1 week. I'll look you up on my next trip. Let me have your email and we'll keep in touch.
Okay. They are friends from college, so they know each other before, as we guessed from the first statements. So let's see our answers. Which one is true? Which one is false? Number 1, Dan and Larry last saw one another 2 years ago. Is this true? Yes or no? They know each other from before, but is it 2 years? Did they say 2 years or more? Okay. Dan is working in a clothing industry. Is this true? Yes, it is true. He said that. He mentioned that. They are both traveling to Milan. Are they? Are they traveling both to Milan? No, this is a false statement. 4, Larry is going to Florence to study architecture. Is this true? No, it's false. The last statement, which is true, Dan is going to Milan to find new clothing design. So the true statements are 2 and 5. Okay. For the pronunciation, listen to the pronunciation of ing, then practice. So listen to the audio, listen how they pronounce the ing, and then try to practice and pay attention to the G here. Do they say leaving? Do they mention the ga at the end or no? Listen how they pronounce it, okay? Let's hear the video together, hear the audio together.
The plane is arriving at 2. When are you leaving? Where are you going on vacation? He's coming tomorrow.
So did you hear how he said it? He said, the plane is arriving at 2. Arriving at 2. He just pronounced the N. When you are reading arriving, you don't pronounce the ga. You don't stress on the D at the end. You say the plane is arriving at 2. When are you traveling? Okay? Where are you going on vacation? He's coming tomorrow. So I don't say he is coming tomorrow. This is wrong. Okay? He's coming tomorrow. This is how we pronounce the ing. Okay? Here we have more sentences. We can practice how to pronounce the ing. Okay? He's going to need a passport. He's going to have to get a UK visa. My friends are waiting for me at the airport. Try to repeat after me. He's going to take lots of photos. I'm getting a haircut. I'm getting a haircut. I didn't say I'm getting a haircut. لا. We don't pronounce the G at the end. Okay? I'm going to ski. It's coming from Dubai. I'm going to travel to Europe. I'm not going to travel this year. Okay? This is how we pronounce the ing. Try to read the statements again. Try to practice how to pronounce these statements. Please pay attention. We don't stress on the G at the end. We just naturally connect it to the other sentence. Okay? It's like it's almost silent. Okay? The G at the end. Okay? For your homework, inshallah, you will have page 104, okay, as your homework. If we want to remember, okay, what we have taken before this class, we heard a conversation between two people. Can you remember these people? Yes, Larry and Dan. They are friends who met before, and we saw and read a lot of statements about them, and we listened to the audio and we checked are these statements are true or false. We checked, so we gathered details from the audio together. Also, we learned how to pronounce ing when it's in a verb in ing. So the present progressive, we learned how to pronounce it. We don't stress on the G at the end. We just naturally connect it to the other word. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. Inshallah, I will hear your voices or see your faces, inshallah, tomorrow. Good luck and see you next time.